Hey everybody, my name's Slone. Thanks for checking in for another episode of Drum Power. Coming to you actually from my recording studio called the Atomic Room, but it's located in the same building where my teaching facility Drum Power is located, and that's in Ludlow, Kentucky, just about 5 minutes outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about today is building a beat. Okay, so taking a drum beat that you're really comfortable with and building that drum beat into something a little more creative, a little bit more maybe your own style, or might kind of showcase your own creativity. So what you saw me doing there in the intro was just kind of a basic kick, snare, hi-hat beat that I was comfortable playing, and then I moved it to the ride cymbal, tried to get a different feel from it, and then split the ride cymbal pattern between the ride cymbal and this floor tom, okay? And then the snare pattern, I split up between the snare drum and these first two rack toms. So essentially, rhythmically, what I'm feeling is the exact same beat that I was feeling over here, but of course sonically, you're getting all these different instruments playing at the same time. And a lot of people don't think of a drum set that way, but I certainly do think of the drum set as multiple instruments. Every drum, every cymbal on this drum set is its own instrument. Hi-hat is an instrument, snare drum is an instrument, bass drum is an instrument, and so on. And so when you're creating your beats, you're building your beats, you want to, I think, approach it that way, to where, hey, I'm comfortable using these three instruments, hi-hat, snare drum, and bass drum, and now what other instruments can I add to this beat? And most of the time, even completely keeping the exact same rhythm, the exact same pattern. So I'm going to break down the first idea. I'm even going to do a more simplistic version of it first, and then I'll get a little more advanced with it as we go. And then I'll just show you, some other ideas where you can build beats and stuff. All right, and then of course you'll just take this on your own and run with it and have fun, hopefully. So let's start with the first idea here. Let's take a basic drum beat where maybe we have a couple of 16th notes on the snare drum, like an E and an count, but still that heavy 2 and 4 accent. Okay, so think 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and bass drum. I'm just gonna go like 1 and 3 and something like that. So let's do that beat. So it's just that 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. All right, let's build off of that beat. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hi-hat part and I'm going to move it to the ride cymbal. So I'll play it here for a couple of measures and then we'll switch it to the ride. No big deal, right? We just changed instruments. I went from this instrument to this instrument. Now, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to split this cymbal part between the cymbal and the floor tom. There's a couple of ways you can easily do it. So we know the pattern is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play the numbers on the cymbal in the ands, the and counts on the floor tom. So instead of, now it's going to be 1 and 2 and back and forth. Okay, so let's start with the beat just using the ride cymbal, and then you'll hear the split. could also do the opposite split. We could do the numbers on the floor tom and the ands on the cymbal. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so that's another idea. And sometimes I'll even split just within the instrument itself. Like I might do the numbers on the bell or the ands on the bell for a beat. You know, something that I would normally play like this, I might split with the bell. Or I might do that opposite where we did the bell on the ands instead of the numbers. Or I might do a China cymbal. You have any number of ideas where you can just split that and come up with all kinds of stuff. Okay, so let's go back to our first split that we made though, which was numbers on the ride cymbal, ands on the floor tom. Okay, so again, all right, so now we're going to do a left hand split, and that is we're going to take the snare part, which is going 2 and then an and an E and then a 4. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and that I'm going to hit here on the first rag tom. The E I'm going to hit on the second rag tom, and the 2 and 4 I'm going to keep on the snare. Okay, let's do that first, just playing on the ride cymbal the whole time, so you can hear one split at a time. Now let's remember, we'd already split the right hand before. So now I'm going to play the basic beat, I'm going to split the right hand, and then I'm going to split the left hand, and you can hear it all together. And there you have a really cool kind of full sounding beat, which is all, to me, as the player, feeling exactly the same way as this. It's the exact same beat, it's just I'm splitting these patterns. Okay? So that's the way you want to approach it. You get it mastered on 2 or 3 of your instruments together, and then you split up between other instruments on your drum set. Okay, let's get a little more advanced with it. Let's say my basic groove was a little more advanced to start with. Maybe I had some little drags in there within that 16th. Maybe I'll even double some of the cymbal patterns, a little 30 seconds. Here, the bass drum pattern's a little more, advanced, but not too crazy advanced. Okay, so that same beat, I'm just going to do what we just did. I'm going to play it here. I'm going to then move it to the ride cymbal. I'm going to then split the pattern with my right hand, and then I'm going to split the left hand pattern. Okay, but I want to start here so you can get a feel for it. get comfortable with that kind of stuff and you just start adding fills to it, just like you would if you were over here the whole time, you can get some really cool things going on. So it's endless, really, all the stuff you can come up with. Some other ideas for you building a beat. This kind of stuff I started doing 20 plus years ago, just out of necessity, really. I was playing in a reggae band, and we had a percussionist. I was playing drum set, and we had another guy that was just playing like congas, bongos, timbales, cowbells, woodblocks, all kinds of cool stuff, and he was an outstanding musician. But sometimes he would miss gigs that we had. Things would come up, he couldn't make it to the gig, and I was used to playing a lot less, but the band was used to hearing a lot more, you know, because you had the drum set and the percussionist. So I had to kind of adapt, you know, patterns. Some of these patterns, I don't have a cowbell set up right now. Some of these patterns I would play on a cowbell. I'll just use the tom or the rim today, just for an example. But let's say we had a beat where I was just doing a little groove underneath, something like and then he was playing like a timbale. That kind of a pattern. And you know, when we play the song, if it wasn't there, we'd miss that pattern. It was really cool. So I would have to figure out, how can I keep this groove and get that in there. I'm going to attempt it here. We'll see what happens, but I'll show you what I did. So that was the idea, that was the concept, was I would figure out, how can I keep the essence of this going? I just realized, okay, I can really cover that with one hand. And then I tried to get the essence of his part. And then you put that all together and you get that groove. So that's one idea. Another thing I would do is, if I had a groove that was kind of a 16th note thing, throw in some 30 seconds for fun every now and then, and he would have, you know, again, kind of that kind of a thing that's filling it in, and if he wasn't there, we'd miss it. So I would have to figure out these patterns. How can I keep the essence of this feel? And I would just figure things out like double stroke and paradiddle patterns. One of my favorites was a right, right, left, left, and then a right side paradiddle, right, left, right, right, and I'd split that up. That kind of, and then the left would come down here for the accent, the right would come down for the accent. So it'd be right, right, left, left, paradiddle. Then it'd be the other side, left, left, right, right, paradiddle. So right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Double, double, right side paradiddle, and then double, double, left side paradiddle. So it was always alternating, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And so if I wanted this kind of feel, but I wanted that kind of action in between, I would play patterns like that I just showed you, the double stroke paradiddle. And so there again, it's building a beat based off of some of the basic things that I was doing, but with a percussionist filling that in. When he wasn't there, I had to get really creative, and that's another fun way for you to work on things, is just play along with songs that have a drum set player and percussionists in there, and then figure out how you can try to cover as many of the parts as you possibly can that you're hearing with your ears. So anyway, I hope that gives you some ideas to work on things that you can do to build a beat. Please, if you're enjoying this Drum Power channel, like the channel, subscribe to it, view as many videos as possible, spread the word for us so we can keep on rocking here, and we'll see you next time.